Hey, what's up guys? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video, and today we're going to be maxing out 2 more cards on my main Chief Pat account that I've been meaning to max out for a while. Now, both the Knight and the Archers are 2 of the first cards you ever get inside of Clash Royale, but I've been keeping them at level 12 for my commons, and they're one of maybe 6 or 7 cards that I haven't maxed out that aren't legendaries. So instead, I went ahead and maxed those bad boys out today, and I'm going to show you guys a brand new deck that uses no legendaries inside of Clash Royale that you guys can try out and to see if you have success with. Now, it's a really interesting deck that I saw someone playing at the top. It's actually a hog freeze deck where you additionally bring a poison spell, which normally you choose either the poison or a free spell for a deck, but this one's actually a little bit different, and it proves to be pretty interesting with all 3 of those cards. Of course, you have the Elixir Collector, you have the Cannon, 2 of the classics, as well as the Barbarians for defense, and you can use them for offense as well if you really find a good place and time. But instead, let's go ahead and get into our first battle of the day, which is going to be against Tony Bear, who is a fellow level 13, and the Knight's actually going to be one of the cards you play from the very back. So rather than having a Giant, rather than having a P.E.K.K.A, a Golem, a Royal GG, any of those really expensive cards, the 3 Elixir Knight is sort of what you use to set up your pushes, and it makes it so it's a pretty quick card or deck to play from the very back. So at this point, now that I've killed his push on the left, I've got Barbarians plus a nice push going in opposite lanes, and since he decides to defend that right hand lane, I'm going to go ahead and shove down, or he decides to defend the left, so I'm going to shove down the right. The poison spell's a little bit greedy. I wanted to make sure his Elixir Collector went down, and since we did get greedy with that poison spell, he's going to go for a little bit of a counter push, which is pretty smart, and he's going to take my tower down pretty low with that Hog Rider right there. So 1748, honestly still okay because of my Elixir Pump advantage, so really not too shabby at all. He's going to pump up himself as well, and here's where it gets interesting with this deck. It's hard to choose what you want to do. Now, the Archers are a really interesting card in this way. You can split them in the very back, so if I played them right behind my King Tower, I could send one to the left and one to the right, but honestly, I'm not a huge fan of splitting Archers. I feel like by themselves, they're fairly useless, sort of like splitting Spear Goblins from the very back, so instead, I just went ahead and played them down the right hand lane, and yeah, was able to take that tower out with the Hog Rider as well as the poison. He's going to go ahead and play a Hog Rider on the left, so my cannon will stop him straight in his tracks, and I'm just going to play an Elixir Collector. Look at that Musketeer dance right there, but I'm going to play an Elixir Collector in the back on defense, just in case the game goes to overtime. You guys always have to assume that something stupid's going to happen during the battle, and it's really always a good idea just to prepare for overtime just in case. Which is sort of how I play, but taking a look at this push, he's actually not going to stop it, and with 25 seconds left on the clock, Tony Bear 007 says, Chief Pat, I'm going to go ahead and give you your crown chest because I know this game's over, so good game against Tony Bear, and that one's going to wrap it up. So we controlled the pace. He wasn't really able to get too much of a push going besides that one counter push after we got a little bit greedy with one of our card placements, but honestly, it only did like 1,000 damage to our tower, maybe like 1,400, so 29 trophies for that battle as we climb our way above 4,000. And since it is that new 4,000 trophy reset, I'm not seeing any of those like really level 10s or 9s anymore, which is really nice. I know a lot of people were super annoyed getting kicked out of the legendary arena every 2 weeks, but fortunately with the new changes, you're not going to have to worry about that. And yeah, usually it's only like 11, 12s, and 13s near the 4,000. Actually, I see a couple of level 10s, but it's a little bit more rare. I think I saw a level 10 who was playing some sort of, he was actually playing a deck with only like level 8 rares and level 10 commons, which was pretty impressive to me at like 3,950 trophies. So hopefully I can do that with my Chief Pat 2 account eventually. But let's go ahead and hop into another battle where we're going to be playing against Zeus Boy 1967, and I'm going to play my Hog Freeze down the right hand lane. Now my Barbarians will stop the Musketeer right there, and take a look at my Knight doing work against the Goblins as well as those Barbarians. And because of all the work that we've done, take a look at those Barbarians on the left, by the way. They're going to take that tower down fairly low, and he's going to have to use a Fireball just to try to keep my Barbarians off of this tower. Now, my Knight, being so versatile, is going to be able to clean up that push on the right-hand side. And take a look at his towers already. The towers are both almost at like 1,000 HP each, so I can go ahead and just squeeze out this advantage right here. Even if he goes crazy and takes out one of my towers, I know that the other one is about 3 poison spells away, or just like a couple of Hog Rider hits. I haven't really seen him play any defenses so far, so this game's looking really good. There goes the rocket, but my elixir collector already got one pump off. If you guys are playing the rocket against the elixir collector, you want to play it almost immediately so you don't give them a chance to get any of the elixir out of their pump, and it only makes it a 1 elixir negative trade for you, and you get the damage off against their tower. Unfortunately for him, I was able to get a pump off, which made it a 2 elixir negative trade, and seeing as he's already down so much in this game, he is really just starving for answers as we go into the last minute of the battle. So of course, I want to try to get that 3rd crown if I can. I'm still trying to get the crown chest on my account for today, so let's go ahead and pump up and try to snowball one more big push. He's got the knight as well as the musketeer right there, and the poison spell is going to go down. Of course, I'll play my barbarians right outside that poison, and now we've got a pretty formidable push on the left, which means I can go ahead and switch my attention to the right. Barbarians are going to do their thing in the right hand lane. I'll just poison that one down. Hog Rider, I'm just going to stop with the cannon, and with my hog running towards this tower, time to just go crazy and to see if we can pick up that 3rd crown. Now, one archer should split to the right, and it's going to just snipe that tower down with ease. That was actually pretty funny watching that archer do that. She sort of just like, that was literally like 0.1 of a second that she spent on that tower right there. But now Hog Rider is going to go onto the king tower. Poison spell is going to help out against those goblins, but since they are level 13, they're going to survive a fair bit of poison, and I'm just going to concede only getting 2 crowns for this game, which really isn't too big of a deal. I think I'm at 9 out of 10 anyways, so that gave me my crown chest for the day, and I think I still have yesterday's crown chest available as well, so hopefully for this next battle, we can go ahead and knock that bad boy out. So 29 trophies, 20 gold towards our 40,000 gold legendaries. Feels bad, man. Let's get into one more battle against GZ and see if we can keep steamrolling with this deck. I really actually like this deck. This is one of the weirder decks that I've ever played. It works fairly well. It's just pretty expensive when you try to use all those spell cards at the same time if you're trying to combo both the poison as well as the free spell. Looks like this guy actually tried to do a balloon mini P.E.K.K.A push. I used the cannon as bait for the balloon, let my left hand tower take it out while my knight and cannon took out that mini P.E.K.K.A, and we've already gotten ourselves a pretty awesome elixir lead so far. So I'm finding an opportunity to play our barbarians, and I'm actually going to split them up. I'm going to let 2 barbarians go to the left, 2 go to the right, and then whatever side he overcommits to, unless my elixir gets full, which it does, I'm just going to choose the left hand side, and he's going to either have to take just a tiny bit of damage from those level 13 barbarians, and of course I miss my freeze spell. I was hoping to freeze that musketeer as well, but she's just outside of the radius. The old freeze spell would have freezed her, so that's a little bit unfortunate, but still not really too bad in the scheme of things. I guess we probably would have taken that tower or gotten it down to the below 500 if we had done that correctly, but still really not too big of a deal since we made such a positive trade in the very beginning of this battle. Barbarian's going to stop that giant musketeer push in its tracks, and I'm just going to play another elixir collector and strangle onto this lead and not really give GZ a chance to breathe or work things out. So Ice Wizard's going to go down with one last swing from that Barbarian, and I'm just going to hone in on this on these towers right here and see which one I can take out. I sort of like playing both towers at the same time if I'm really far ahead in a battle, just to give myself options later. So I'm going to go ahead and split these archers in the very center and go ahead and make sure that I get both towers down nice and low. So I've got the knight and the archer on the right. I've got the barbarians as well as the archer and hog rider on the left. Unfortunately, the archer is going to take aggro from that tower right there, but free spell is going to go down in the mini P.E.K.K.A. Barbarians onto the mini P.E.K.K.A as well, and that's going to be the first tower of the game going down with 49 seconds left in the battle. So far so good. We've got a knight and archer counter push down the right hand lane after that ice wizard went down. He's going to struggle to defend with those guards right there. They're going to get poisoned out, and with the hog rider getting a free spell on both the musketeer as well as the tower, we're not missing it this time. That's going to be the second tower of the game, and I don't think there's too much he's going to be able to do to recover from this. Hopefully he'll stop after this knight or this balloon and giant push, and I can go ahead and go on a counter push for the third crown of the game to wrap up this victory right here. So guys, this is a fun deck to play. It's fairly simple. You've got a couple of defensive cards like barbarians, cannon, Even the knights and the archers can be considered defensive. And of course, your bread and butter is going to be the hog rider slash poison slash freeze combo. And that's what you do with your counter push to be able to pull out a victory. So it was a fun deck for me. I saw someone playing it at the very top, and I was using it to climb up the ranks for the season reset on my main account. So you can check it out right here. You've got the poison and the freeze as the spells, noticeably missing the arrows and the zap, which you don't see a whole lot. But then again, we've got 2 more cards that I maxed out in the knight and the archers, barbarians, hog rider, as well as the cannon. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you drop a like. If you have any decks you want me to play, again, I'm always checking your comments, Twitter, Reddit. And yeah, that is pretty much going to do it for this video. I'm going to keep pushing on my main Chief Pat account, trying out some new decks that I can show you guys, especially the ones that don't require legendaries. And that is going to do it for this video. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.